Hello and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia, and this time we're going to be playing a Necromancer, because I personally absolutely love necromancy in general. I think the whole concept is extremely interesting, and obviously the fact that we have the ability to, actually summon skeletons, zombies, all kinds of crazy stuff, really cannot get better than that. Cannot get better than that. So what we're going to do, I have no idea actually what the best start is in regards to father and early life. You can obviously check that if you want to. I think you could probably be shop assistant. That's probably going to be a little bit better. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't mind doing this just purely because I want butchering to be really high for this, because we're going to be raiding a lot of villages. We're going to be getting, bunches of cattle and everything, so maybe that's going to be a good idea. Actually, you know what? Should we go for something like this? This sounds hilarious, actually. This might actually be a really, really good start right here. Hunter and a shop assistant. It sounds really kind of a bit stupid to go for this. Yeah, maybe. I actually don't know. But I'm thinking that the lumberjacking, the skinning, and the butchering is going to be absolutely fantastic for us. I mean, we are technically a master in skinning and butchering, and if I can find a lumberjacking guild, I can become level 13 without too many issues, or at least hopefully not too many issues. We're going to go for a secondary class here, and we're going to go for a mage apprentice. And then we're obviously just going to be living dead or something like that. I mean, basically it doesn't really matter, because as far as I'm aware, the necromancer start immediately promotes you to lichdom, which basically, obviously, as you might expect, makes you undead. So yeah, that's pretty cool in my opinion. Okay, so this is Arkane Deathbloom, the fellow that we all know and love, and he's a very, very warm individual, except when he's cold, because obviously he's dead. But there you go. And otherwise, I'm just going to be increasing my intelligence here. That's literally all I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to be increasing my intelligence. I have very little... I'm a bit worried about that, but I'm hopeful that I'll be able to level up relatively quickly with a bunch of magic power, magic defense, and so on and so forth. So that's the thing. Obviously, I've got power draw, which is really not what we want. We also have iron flesh, not that much. Okay, fine. We're gonna hopefully be okay with this. I have very little in looting as well. I kind of want more looting, but I shouldn't take looting with Arkane. That is just not really going to be that useful. Wound treatment and surgery, I actually don't know whether undead troops take from that and actually, I don't know whether it affects them, right? I don't know whether it affects them, so that might be a bit of an issue. So otherwise, I'm just going to put 1 point in prisoner management here, and I am going to be speccing a huge amount into charisma. We're going to need a lot of charisma to make this work. And let's actually see, is there anything else that I can actually take here apart from Iron Flesh and, well, what else? I mean, Weapon Master is not really, I guess we could take Weapon Master. Shield is probably going to be relatively decent. Maybe Athletics is going to be okay as well. Horse Archery, and some magic spells from horseback. Sometimes you can't use magic from horseback, but I'm going to put 2 points in it nevertheless. And I guess I should probably go for 1 point in Power Strike, just in case we go into, I don't know, a tournament or something like that. But as you can see, look at that, boom, we start as this. This is basically what would happen no matter what, whether you chose Living Dead as a race or not, because if you choose a Necromancer, as I said, you're, of course, going to be like this. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to change his hair color. Can I actually, wait a minute, how do I change his hair color? There we go, okay. I'm just going to have to, yeah, look at that. There's actually a variety of, well, there's 2 different textures, which I think is actually very cool anyway, because let's face it, huge amount of work to even, make these kinds of things. So anyway, I'm just going to select something like this, I guess, and then we're just going to go. There we go. All right, perfect. So, necromancy. This is a little bit tricky for me, because I haven't played Phantasy Calradia in a huge amount of time, and I'm not entirely sure how it works anymore. I think it works relatively similarly to how it used to work, and also, by the way, undead units, as far as I'm aware, do not, they don't consume food, and they don't consume drink, which is absolutely fantastic. That is literally one of the things that I believe people were requesting a long time ago when I was creating the series beforehand, because it just made sense, right? It just absolutely made sense. And Shavi is here. That's absolutely fantastic. She joins for free. I know that for certain, so that's why I'm going to get her. And I'm actually wondering, is there a way that I can purchase... Wait a minute. Where do I actually purchase spells? I think I should probably... Yeah, I need to go to the... I need to go to the Riders Magocracy or the Obsidian Spire. I'm thinking the Obsidian Spire is probably going to be the thing that we'll do. The Crafters Workshops, I don't need to go there, actually. I need to go to the guilds. They do have a... Ooh, they do have a Lumberjacking guild, but unfortunately it does cost 150, which is not actually going to be that useful for us. Now, you may be wondering, okay, how are you going to work with this? Because... well, you have no troops. Yeah, indeed, I don't have any troops. However, look at it this way. I can use necromancy skills. Unfortunately, I can't do that yet. Yes, I can't do that yet. You know why? Because it's not, as far as I'm aware, I think you need to have it be nighttime. I think nighttime is required to be able to, you know, summon undead legions. And I'm going to just see whether that is indeed the case, because I seem to recall that that was not a requirement beforehand, but maybe I'm misremembering. It's been years, okay? You've got to remember that. It's been years. I can barely remember what happened, you know, 2 hours ago, or yesterday, or even last week. So, you know, literally 6 years after the 2018 version of Phantasy Calradia, yeah, you can kind of guess that I may not remember exactly what's going on with it. Okay, so let's actually see. No, dusk still doesn't work. Okay, so we're going to have to wait until evening, I guess. Evening is probably going to work now. No, still doesn't work. Okay, I'm going to assume maybe we just have to wait a little bit longer. Maybe this? No. Okay, so maybe what we can do... Actually, you know what? It's probably going to be the case that... maybe we just have to wait a couple of in-game days. That may very well be the case as well, because I did actually create a test character, because that's generally what I like to do when creating character concepts. And I personally did not experience the ability to... There we go. Now we can actually do it. So, as you can see, we can create zombies, skeletons, specialized skeletons, and shadows. Now, I'm probably just going to go for shadows straight away. 10 shadows have been raised to join you, which is obviously fantastic. And look at this. We have shadow warriors, regular shadows, and greater shadow warriors. We've only got one of these. But these guys become shadow wizards. And you can best bet that that is insanity. They are very, very strong. Now, bear in mind that because we are indeed a very low level, I don't have a huge amount of HP or anything like that, I basically just killed myself almost. I have only 10% HP remaining, so you're going to have to wait for a little bit of time before you can use necromancy again. It is not an overpowered skill in that sense. It is relatively strong, and I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna say that it's not powerful, because it is meant to be, you know, it's meant to be a powerful scenario for you to play. But that's the point. When you're, you know, when you're running around and everything, you're going to have a lot of spare time on your hands. And so much so that, look at that, I'm at 71% already. I'm actually wondering, can I, yeah, look at that, I can actually create some specialized skeletons, for example. So basically what I could do is I could get some skeleton cavalry, and there we have it. I've got now 10 skeletal cavalry. And you can see here that obviously they do have wages. The shadows actually have wages, the shadow warriors and the greater shadow warriors. They have 29 dinars and 19 dinars respectively. And the skeletal cavalry, as you can see right here, has 1 dinar, as well as the regular shadows. So all of these are really, really cheap. So it's really nice, with the exception of obviously the shadows, you know, slightly higher levels and so on. But we're going to go into the Mages Guild real fast, and then we're going to actually have a look and see what kinds of spells are actually available here. Alright, so yeah, you can obviously pay to have this guy teleport you to some other place, which is a super, super cool new feature that I don't believe was actually implemented beforehand. So that's really, really amazing, because imagine you are in Riverchegg, all the way in the north, and you decide, yes, you know what, I'm wanting to go all the way down to Dercuba in Saranid territory. And then you just go, yes, I will do that. Boom. And then there you go. You're all the way there. but bear in mind, it is not overpowered either. It is... There is a cost. That's it. It is going to have a cost associated with it. So bear that in mind. Anyway, as you can see right here, we've got Magic Missile, Acid Arrow, Vampiric Bolt, Haste, Flame Arrow, and Ice Storm. I want Ice Storm. Calls upon the forces of nature to cause a very brief hailstorm in a large area composed of jagged icicles of elemental ice, hard as rocks. All enemies in the affected area will suffer a moderate amount of cold damage, with hailstones inflicting further blunt damage. It is especially effective against creatures who have some affinity to heat or fire. And it only costs 4,000. Look at that. It only costs 4,000. That's actually not even a huge amount. What is the Flame Arrow spell? It can be thrown at a single target. It is an arrow-like dart. The damage it will cause if it strikes will be very high, and being the spell's cost is at the minimum medium range, will allow the caster several shots before his or her mana pool is depleted. That only costs 2,000, so spells are very available. I actually really enjoy that. I love the accessibility of the spell system in Phantasy Calradia, because there are some games, some mods. I'm not being specific about, I'm not being specific about these at all, but there are some out there that I've played in the past, and their spells are really expensive, and it's very difficult to actually get access to them, which is actually not even bad. That's not, it depends. It depends on how you want to, balance the progression and all that stuff. But if you are a mage, right? If you're a mage, you don't really want to be using a super, super useless one-handed weapon of some kind that is just absolutely terrible. You want to be using something like magic, because it's fun. It's fun to do that. Anyway, the haste spell is very useful to slow spellcasters, or for those who either want to move quickly or away, quickly towards or away from the incoming enemy forces. The spell doubles the caster's and near allies' running speed. The slow spell, being the exact reverse, will dispel the haste effect immediately. But just as well, a haste spell can counter a slow spell's effect. It is said that the casters of haste will age significantly faster, but there has been no peer-reviewed articles discussing that. That's funny. But that is an amazing spell. That's actually really strong in my opinion. Vampiric Bolt flies away against your foes. Once the creature reaches one of your enemies, it will hurt him or her and transfer a portion of their health to you. Yeah, that's pretty amazing as well. Its range is limited. So basically, if you want to get your health back in a pinch, that's a really good way to go about it. You also have Acid Arrow here and Magic Missile as well. So this can be thrown at the enemy. Its damage isn't high, but if the spell isn't resisted, the arrow will continue to burn and damage the target for a few seconds. While the Acid Arrow per se doesn't do much damage, the acid burning will penetrate any kind of armor. So there are a wide variety of different spells available here, and I'm actually wondering, is there a way that I can get some more necromantic related spells? I'm actually not entirely sure on that. I'm going to wait here for a little bit of time, and then we're going to attempt to do a couple of, maybe a couple of battles, couple of tasks. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, so we're in a battle against some desert bandits. I was actually wanting to... Wow, that was insane. Okay, that was actually insane. I did not actually realize that my staff was enchanted to deal damage, but that's actually very cool. Apparently, it is doing insane amounts of damage right there, and I'm not entirely sure what it even does. But one thing I do know is that that sound effect is insanely loud. Oh my. Okay, yeah, one thing I wouldn't mind if that was a little bit reduced. Just a little bit, because it's very... Oh, it blew out my ears there for a real quick second, but yeah. Anyway, that is amazing. That is very cool. And that's another thing that just adds so much more accessibility and usability, viability, whatever, to a mage early on in the game. That's really significant. That is a super really nice change there, because obviously in the past we didn't really have anything like that as far as I'm aware. So that is fantastic. So this is where we currently are. I basically just went upward from Obsidian Spire, and I was just trying to find some desert bandits as much as I could. And look at that. We raise 2 zombies from the remains of your enemies. And bear in mind that every hour, or should we say the first hour after your initial defeat of a party, okay, let me just explain this a little bit differently. If you defeat 2 parties within an hour, right? So for in-game hour, of course. So let's just say that these 2 desert bandit parties were relatively close by to each other, and I fought one at a time, right? So let's just say that I fought that other party that I had just now, and then we fought these guys too. It would only summon, or shall we say, revive, reincarnate, resurrect, however you want to say it, the amount of units from the last party encountered. You see? So basically, it's only gonna... So for example, okay, let's actually say it a little bit easier here. If you fight bandits that have 10 troops, and then you fight an army of over 100, and you win against both of those... Oh, please don't go in and attack that. You absolute imbecile. Why is he going and attacking desert bandits? That makes no sense. Anyway... If you go in and do that, if you go in and attack desert bandits, or and then you go and attack an army of 100 or something like that, he's actually joining us. You absolute imbecile. I'm not a big fan of that. Okay, yeah, he's gonna just go away now, of course. Okay, so basically, if you were to do that within 1 hour, you are then going to be facing getting so many more troops from the most recent battle. You see? Because if you do, if you do it the way that I just said, where you just attack the bandits first and then you attack the army, you're going to get a huge amount of troops. If you do it the opposite, way, then you will indeed have a completely alternate way of doing things, where it's going to give you very little. Because obviously if you defeat the 100 strong army first and then the 10 strong army, you're going to get very little from that. Very, very few resurrected troops. So that's just by the by right there. But yeah, that, as I say, that spell effect is very, very loud. I think that's probably because it activates multiple times. I'm actually not entirely sure what even causes that, but yeah, I personally would appreciate it if it was a little bit quieter, but I don't know how easy that is to do or anything like that, so you can probably just ignore me, but in general, yes, I would personally prefer that. Anyway, I would love to be able to find some companions. I think that would actually be really, really nice. Let's go over to Dakuba right now. I basically have no trade skill, which is really, really bad. I probably should have gotten some trade skill, but I only have 3 in charisma, which is just awful. So yeah, that's obviously a bit of an issue, isn't it? Yeah, I don't even need this hand axe because my staff is doing so much damage. So I guess I will just sell it, and I'll just try to gain as much cash as possible. So yeah, so basically what we're gonna do is we're obviously gonna level these guys up. I'm gonna be going for should I go for skirmishes with the mummies? I guess I'll go for skirmishes with the mummies, and then we'll go for skeletal knights. Obviously these guys. Wait a minute. These guys don't have horses? Why don't these guys have horses? They do. Oh no, they do have horses, as you can quite clearly tell. And they also come with royal gems, azure gems, and dawn gems. Can I take these? Can I steal these things from his inventory? That is quite funny. I don't think I can, but yeah, if I could, then that would be pretty cool, because I could sell those for a lot of cash. Should I try it out, actually? Should I actually try it out? That would be quite funny if I can actually do that. Let's see. Okay, the azure gem is the most expensive, so let me just see if I... No, obviously, as I expected, no, that's not going to work. Anyway, what we're going to do is I'm actually going to make my way over to here. This is one of my favorite places. Actually, wait a minute. Maybe it's a better idea for us to attack... Oh, no, that's already been looted, as you might expect. This is being raided right now. Yeah, okay, fine. Okay, that's probably not going to work out too well then. I mean, I technically could raid one of the elven villages. That might be okay. That might be alright, right? Maybe that would be kind of cool. Yeah, well, we'll try it out, Anyway, let's have a look-see here. Okay, so obviously I leveled up. I'm going to be going for... Should I go for one more point in intelligence, or should I just continue... Should I just try to level up my charisma immediately? Because I kind of feel like charisma right now is really necessary. I want to try to get as much leadership as possible, because we're going to need that later on down the line. Or are we? Are we actually going to need it? Because I'm basically just wanting to increase my leadership. I just want to get about 3 or 4 in leadership, just so that I can get more troops. Maybe it's not even worth it, you know? Maybe it's not even worth it at all. Okay, well, I'm going to go for wound treatment here. The main reason why I'm going for wound treatment is because of our necromancy spells. I want to make sure that we have the ability to basically just... Oh, I spot a good lumberjacking place nearby. Can I actually do lumberjacking right here? I actually have no idea how to even do lumberjacking, but I apparently spotted a place nearby. Is it over here? Is it over here in the forest? I spot a good gardening place. Ah, there we go. Temporary harvesting spot. Okay, so this is amazing. I've never actually seen this before, so this is a really, really cool thing for us to see. You come across some fruits you can harvest in this step. You are an expert in gardening. Let's start harvesting. Okay, so there we go. You have good feelings about this gathering. Your gathering goes on. Okay, yeah, that sounds great. Okay, fantastic. I'm very much hoping that we're going to be gaining a lot of fruit for this. And once we... Oh no, I have bad feelings about it now, apparently. But yeah, once we have hopefully achieved something relatively cool here. Your gardening period was a success. The success hardly gives you any experience. Yeah, of course, because we are so high level already. We get 4 fruit. But I lost 6 tools while gathering. Are you serious? No, I didn't. Oh, 6 tools. Ah, interesting. Oh, I had no idea that that was the case. Okay, that's very cool. So basically, tools are a durability item now. I don't actually think that they were a durability item before, right? I don't think they were. So yeah, that's a really cool change actually. So basically, you're going to be consuming tools every single time you attempt to do any of these special events on the world map. Very nice. I actually like that a great deal. So we're just gonna steal some cattle right here. Unfortunately, I have extremely low looting skill. I was kind of hoping that Deshavi would have some looting skill, but she doesn't. So this is obviously a bit of an annoying thing. However, as you can quite clearly tell, we did gain a huge amount of beef and hides and so on for doing this. And I'm just going to do the exact same thing here. There's a temporary harvesting spot, a gardening place again. Not sure if that's particularly necessary. But yeah, that was a mistake that I made just now. With the creation of my character, I should have probably spec'd into some looting like I said that I maybe should. But I decided against it because, let's face it, a companion is going to be much better at doing looting skill than I am. And it probably would have been better for me to do it that way. But anyway, I'm just going to sell all of this. So basically, this is exactly the reason why I wanted to do this. We're just going to sell all of the hides here. I'm just going to sell all of the beef. Obviously, you can technically, if you want to, go into the guilds menu and you can sell your hides. As far as I'm aware. Wait a minute, where can you actually do that? Buy some hides for 124. No, I don't really want to do that. Where is that actually? Because there is a thing. I think it is not the hunting, it's the leatherworking guild. Yes, here you go. So basically, you can turn in 5 hides for 400 dinars and some experience. Now, for me personally, I don't think that this is worth it right now. For me, because I literally just gained, I think it was 100 dinars per 1 hide, right? But obviously that depends, because if the economy, because obviously the economy right now in my game isn't stabilized yet, it hasn't, you know, fully formed. So, you know, prices are still going to be fluctuating quite dramatically. So who knows? I might have gotten a lot more money for the hides that I just sold, or I might have gotten a lot less. And so if I got a lot less, so like let's say that they want to buy them for 30 or 40 or something like that, then this is an amazing thing for us to go for. And it also gives you experience too. So if you have a huge amount of hides, you can do some crazy cool things with it. But yeah, obviously for me right now, obviously it's not really going to make much difference. So I now have 50. I have 52 spaces. All right, that means I'm going to be using Necromancy once again. I'm thinking we're probably just going to be going for some more shadows here. There we go. So I have 40 units now, and I've basically done. I've done no recruiting whatsoever. Band of greedy dwarves. Should I fight them? I'm at 16% HP. That's not particularly good, but as you can tell, look at that. We're already at 2,300 dinars, which means that I could technically purchase a spell already. I could technically purchase a spell right now if I wanted to. So, yeah, it would actually be kind of cool. Anyway, as you can see right here, yep, the orcs are doing their thing. But as you can see right here, I failed the hunting check, but that doesn't really matter too much to me, I don't think. Okay, so I don't actually know whether I'm going to achieve victory here. I think I probably will be fine, because it feels to me like these dwarves are not that strong. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to do something really, really stupid here. I'm not going to tell my cavalry just to charge straight on in. Wait a minute. What are these? Oh, they're counted as infantry. Okay, I need to re-tag the skeletal cavalry because they're currently counted as infantry by default. So we're going to need to change that, and yeah, then we can command them individually. But unfortunately, at the moment, they're counted as infantry, so obviously I can't do that. So, you know, there you go. You know, you may wonder why I'm not using my very limited strategies. But yeah, that's the reason. Anyway, let's actually have a look and see where these dwarves are. Where are they? They're here? They're right in front of me? Oh, there we go. Okay. Could not see them for the life of me. Is it because they're so short? No, I'm just kidding, obviously. They were just hiding in this this little hill here. Okay, it's going to be very difficult for me to hit these guys, because they're obviously prepared. Whoa, that guy is looking harsh. There's a guy there with a massive two-handed. Oh dear. I might have some issues with this. Oh, I really wanted to kill that guy with the big two-handed. Aha, yes, indeed, indeed. Okay, so it is as I anticipated, and basically the main reason why the sound effect is so loud is because technically you're hitting multiple times when you do significant damage with your staff. So when you've got a decent speed bonus, it just does insane amounts of damage, but at the same time it makes the sound effect extremely loud because it's playing the same sound effect multiple times over. So obviously, you know, if you know anything about, you know, sound design and so on and so forth, it's literally just a double up of that, which is, I think maybe easily, is it going to be easily fixed? I don't know. I'm not sure. But there you go. Anyway, we did lose, for some reason we lost morale. I guess that's okay, because we did end up losing quite a few troops. But look at this. We got a Dawn Gem. We got tools. Look at, whoa, okay, wait a minute. We got so much stuff right here. And also, as you can tell, I absolutely love the fact that, I don't think they had this before, by the way, but I love the fact that the armor has a very obvious readout of how it's going to affect your magic. And I really, really love that because it makes it so clear and easy to understand, oh, I'm going to be doing so much worse with magic if I put this heavy armor on. You know, you're not guessing. You're not being like, okay, is this actually going to do anything for me? I don't know. You know, these are the kinds of things that I very much appreciate. It's quality of life improvement right there. And this helmet is actually better for me and does not affect my magic at all. So it's wonderful. All right, so yeah, we're just going to be taking absolutely every single thing here. This is basically going to get me to 5,000 gold right away, almost, I think. Which is pretty crazy. And there we go. All right, great. And Deshavi can probably use this helmet too. Because I know some people are going to complain that I'm not actually giving my companions any upgrades. So we should probably just do that straight away. Let's actually see. She's using a quarterstaff. I don't really want her to use a quarterstaff, if I'm honest. I'd like her to use this, but she can't use that, obviously, because it is a strength 15 weapon, and that's never going to happen. She could also use this armor here as well, because she's not really going to be a magic user. She's going to be a bowman. She's going to be a ranger of some kind, isn't she? So that's going to be very, very useful for her. And we're just going to give her a shield and a spiked mace. Technically, I could make her carry 2 times arrows, which would probably be a much better idea. But at the moment, I'm perfectly happy for her to be relatively decent in one-handed combat and just make sure that she has some way of defending herself. You know, I think that's probably going to be a little bit more useful for us right now. Anyway, that was fantastic. That was probably one of the best things that we could have done. As you can see, we raised 6 skeletons, and I'm at 28% HP, which is not really that bad. We can very easily get that back. Oh yeah, that's obviously a bit of an issue, isn't it? Yeah, so basically, the goods merchant has basically no money. So it's a little bit more difficult to sell things in Phantasy Calradia, because as you can quite clearly see, the weapons merchant also doesn't have a particularly huge amount. So I'm not sure how we're really going to work with this, but I will try. I will try my very best. We've got 600 here, so I'm just gonna sell all of this stuff. These boots are actually, wait a minute, these boots are actually better? No, they're actually worse than what I'm having right now. So let's just put this iron over here as well. Okay, yeah, so obviously Cherise has no cash left over. So I'm going to go to the Obsidian Spire here. Maybe there's going to be some cash there. But this is the kind of thing I'm talking about right now. The ability for a Necromancer to just go all over the place, do whatever they need to do is immense. Obviously, I can't actually do anything with Necromancy right now because I don't have enough HP. I've got 53%. It's not enough. All right, so let's go in here. Yeah, there's 1900. Okay, that's pretty good. I actually wonder whether there is a salt trading route right here. Maybe there would be. I don't actually know. We can sell the Dawn Gem, but I believe the gems are for something specific. It could be that, wait a minute, I think I did that back in the day, but obviously that has been eliminated now. I don't think the Lichdom quest is still required. I mean, obviously I know it isn't, but I'm wondering whether there is a quest that requires a Dawn Gem, not specifically the Lichdom quest, but something else. So I'm not sure, because I could technically sell this for 1800, as you can see, and that would give me a huge amount. But as it stands, I'm just going to sell the iron here, and I will sell some tools as well, I think. Yeah, why not? Why not? That sounds like a pretty decent idea. There's 1400 for us right there. And wait a minute, what was that? What's this? Thick Knighthood. Whoa, okay. I would love one of these, but an actual, you know, a cheaper one. Because it's, at the moment, very, very expensive. Yes, very expensive. Oh well, never mind. Is there anything else that I can actually buy here? I wouldn't mind buying... Well, actually, it's not even really necessary. I should really go to the Riders Majocracy, because they're going to have exactly what we need there. You know, staves and so on and so forth. But we could technically go in here and actually get some spells. I wouldn't mind getting an Ice Storm spell. So let's actually have a look. Oh, Fireball is available. Fireball is available. Ho ho, hello there. Wait a minute. Is this AoE? I think it is. Yes. It will explode, damaging everyone in a 7-meter radius. The power of the spell will improve significantly as the caster's magic power increases. However, the magical resistance of its victims will also affect the damage it causes. Okay, this is absolutely fantastic. Oh, it's gonna cost 5,000. No, are you serious? I don't even have enough. I am so sad now. Okay, I am very, very sad now. Okay, you know what that means? You know what that means, don't you? Yes. I will attempt to see if I can maybe find... Oh no, I don't want that. I want a Bandit Lair quest. That would have been so fantastic, but unfortunately it doesn't look like that's going to happen anytime soon. There's a farmer quest right here. Technically I could do that. Bunduck is here. Is he a looter? I think he might be a looter. Let's get him. Even if he's 200, that's absolutely fine. Let's get the farmer quest. Village of Kaliut. Where is that? Oh, over here. It's already been looted, but we should be able to still do the quest. At least I hope so. I have 71% HP. That should be enough. 14 Saranid deserters. That might actually prove to be a little bit tricky for us. I don't know. I think we'll probably be fine because we do have shadows, of course. And they are relatively effective, as we've so far seen. Okay, let's be a little bit careful here as well. Don't really want to get myself eliminated instantly, if I can help it. Okay, these guys, they're coming in. Thankfully, they don't have pole arms. Because if they did, that would be a huge issue. Well, we've advanced to level 3. I guess that's pretty nice, right? Yes, level 3 already. And yeah, I should probably I'm not gonna take anything from these people. I don't really mind about that, to be honest. But yeah, what we want to do, I don't even know what's better. What is better, Shadow Assassin or Greater Shadow Warrior? I actually have no idea. Yeah, we're gonna have to take a look at that. Reference material. So this is an extremely important thing to look at here, because this is basically going to give you huge documentation, huge information about basically every single aspect of troops, lords, everything that you could possibly want. So one thing I want to do. Where am I here? These are player supporters. There I am. Okay, there's me. So as you can see, this is my dodge chance. This is how you see your own character's dodge chance. And I really very much appreciate the mod creator actually letting me know this, because I kind of thought maybe it would be in the reference materials, but then I thought maybe not. And so I was kind of on the fence about it, but I very much appreciate you confirming that that was indeed the case, letting me know that that was where to find it, because this makes all the difference in the world. Look at this. My melee dodge percentage is 25%, which is basically a pretty good amount, surprisingly enough. And I only have 2 in athletics. Can you imagine what it would be like if I was playing my monk right now? I'd probably have, I don't even know, what, 70%? I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to have to take a look at that at some point. But yeah. Anyway, what I want to do is... no, not these guys. I want to look at troops. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at the Delthasum Empire and the shadows, right? Where are the shadows? Where are the shadows? Are they actually here? No, apparently they're not here. So I'm actually wondering, where do you see shadows? It might be under player supporters, actually. That's where it might be. So I should probably take a look at that. Player supporters, no it isn't. Okay, I'm not entirely sure where it would be then, because it's not going to be under any of this. So I actually have no idea, unfortunately. I could go for mercs. Maybe it would be under mercs, because I mean that's the thing. I'm actually not entirely sure, but as you can see, you could basically look at every single thing. Ah, here we go. It's under undead. There we are. Okay, so we actually found it. Fantastic. So Greater Shadow Warrior does eventually level up into, as you can see, Shadow Wizard, which is amazing. These guys are going to do insane amounts of, well, basically everything. And the Shadow Assassins, they level up into nothing, but they have 60% melee dodge chance. They have shadow throwing knives, shadow blades. They move very, very fast on the field. As you can see, they have 7 in athletics. And yeah, that is looking very, very strong indeed. But I think I'm going to be going for some Shadow Wizards. So Greater Shadow Warrior. And yeah, as you can see, they become that. So that's good. And the Assassins, they look pretty good. But at the moment, I'm very much looking forward to getting some additional magic users. So that's what we're going to do. How many points of looting does this guy have? Does he have any looting? You better have some looting, sir. He has 0. Okay, of course. Of course he has 0 in looting. Isn't that just the way every single time, you know? Every single time I'm like, yes, I would like to get some more looting skill. I'm just going to increase my magic power real fast here. And I don't actually even know what to do otherwise apart from that. I could do magic defense. I guess that's probably going to be the best thing for me to do. Or I could just do some more wound treatment. Actually, you know what? Pathfinding might even be good. Let's go for some more pathfinding. Why not? All right. So now I'm gonna do something that maybe is a bit stupid. I'm actually not entirely sure whether this is gonna be a decent idea. I'm thinking probably yes, but I'm just gonna sell 2 days old fruit. Oh yeah, that's actually something that I didn't realize. Fruit depreciates over time. So that's something to bear in mind. I'm just gonna get this and this and this, and there we have it. Yes, that's absolutely fine. Now I have enough to be able to buy Fireball, which is exactly the reason why I wanted to do that. And then we will be able to basically go into any, hopefully at least, any fight and actually do significant damage. Magical weapon spell. I actually just want to have a look at this. So basically, you can even create like a spell sword or something like that, or a battle mage, as you can see. The typical fighter mage, or for the desperate mage engaged in melee, what the spell actually does is summon a weapon of pure magical energy into the mage's main hand. The weapon is usually shaped like a sword, but other variants are possible. Yeah, I'm not going to be buying that. Can you imagine if I literally bought that by mistake? And there's the darkness spell as well. Basically, if a struck target doesn't resist the magic, it will become engulfed in a black smoke-like darkness that will severely hinder ranged accuracy for 60 seconds. As the caster gains levels, more creatures might be affected by the darkness. On a curious note, drows have the inherent ability to cast darkness without even a spellbook. That costs 2,000. So yeah, anyway, we're going to be going for the Fireball spell, of course. That's 5,000, very expensive actually, but it's to be expected, of course. It is a very powerful spell. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy the scroll to the spellbook. This is how you learn spells. I remember actually this very vividly from the original time that I played Phantasy Calradia, so really, really like that. And we are going to be just summoning some additional shadows. That's kind of what I want to do here. I want to try to focus on shadows as much as possible. And then I would like to fight something. Aha, what about this lawless elven warband? I mean, that would be fantastic, but I'm kind of dead at the moment. Alright, so here we go. Apparently, I actually don't have enough to be able to cast Fireball, do I? No, apparently I don't have enough mana to be able to cast Fireball right now, as you can see. At least I don't think so, because I can obviously cast Magic Missile. That's very simple for us to cast. But it looks like I'm not actually able to cast Fireball, which is very disappointing, I have to admit. However, as you can see, what? I just got a headshot? Are you joking? Okay, I just got a headshot with Magic Missile. That's hilarious, but yeah. Anyway, unfortunately, Fireball doesn't seem to be working right now for me. I'm gonna need more magic, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. But we're gonna be able to get significant amounts of experience just using Magic Missile here. And I'm pretty happy with that, to be honest. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. I didn't even have to purchase this, by the way. And this was something that I had the entire time. But because I'm an imbecile and forgot what the keybind was, I was not using it. So yeah, just bear that in mind. It's not actually to do with the game or anything like that. It's literally just because I didn't remember. But there you go. It's B, by the way. It's B to open your spellbook. So yeah, just bear that in mind. But as you can see, because we have so much magic power at the moment, for at least for the usage of yeah, I just okay, no, I didn't kill one of my own. Okay, so that's good. Yeah, anyway, because we have so much magic power for the usage of Magic Missile, it's super easy. It's super easy to use these spells right here. We could just spam that. Unfortunately, I can't use Fireball right now, as you can see. I click on it and it doesn't actually allow me to do it. I'm not sure why that is. It should allow me to do it, but it doesn't seem to. So I could, maybe I'm doing something wrong. But I don't think so. But if I'm doing something wrong, then by all means let me know if you've played and you know what I should be doing instead. But as far as I'm aware, I bring up the spell book with B, and then I click on where I wanna what spell I want to use. As far as I'm aware, that's the that's the way you do it. At least that's what I expect to be the way to do it. So, but yeah, if it is not that, then by all means. Anyway, let's have a look. Ooh, yes. Hello there. That's looking pretty nice. All right, so let's use that, and then we're just going to take the rest. I was actually hoping for a lot more, but I'm going to assume that the really greedy dwarves, I feel like they probably were... I mean, it's actually quite funny because they're called really greedy dwarves, and I'm pretty sure that that's the reason why they were carrying so much good stuff, because they literally they were just really greedy, It was just, it's a classic, That's exactly what what they wanted to be like. So yeah, anyway, I want to preserve some raw food here. So what we're going to do is we're going to preserve the venison, and that's going to turn it into smoked venison, as you can see right here. And I can actually sell that for 185, 230 in actual fact. 230, that's absolutely insane. I will sell it, yes, absolutely. If I could find venison somewhere else, I would be able to even do, I could even do it better, to be honest. I could even do it even better than that. So, for example, if I were to raid a village, I still want to find a companion that has looting. But yeah, if I could raid a village and actually get, meat from it and then preserve the meat, I might be able to get even more cash. But, you know what? I think that's probably going to be it for this episode. If you want to see more of Mr. Arkane Deathbloom, I actually had a huge amount of fun with this character, so... You know me, I love him. I think he's great. Super, super fun to play. Gonna go for another point in charisma here. Another point in, I guess, wound treatment. More throwing skill, I guess, considering that's what we need to actually be good at using spells. Maybe I just don't have enough throwing skill to use to use Fireball or something, I don't know. But yeah, if you want to see more from Mr. Arkane Deathbloom and our necromancy and our, our conquest of Calradia, I don't know whether it's even going to be happening, but, if you do, then by all means let me know. In the comments, hitting the like button, all that wonderful stuff. And thank you for the support. And thank you for watching. And I'll see you next time.